Hey guys, so today I'll be showing you how I make this beautiful citrus sunshine jelly mask formulated specifically for brightening, and I'll also show you how I make the jelly base. This is like my secret formulation, by the way. I formulated this myself and I'm really proud of it. You must know by now that I'm a nerd. Okay, let's get to it. So first off, we're gonna have to sterilize all of the equipments. I've already sterilized the table and surfaces with the Clorox multi-surface cleaner. If you watch our previous videos, you would know this stuff. And then I'm just sterilizing the equipment that I'll be using, which is this stainless steel pot and a spatula with a 70% rubbing alcohol, and then wipe it clean with a clean microfiber cloth. Okay, first ingredient I'm using here is glycerin. Glycerin is a very good humectant, which means it helps attract moisture to your skin to keep it well hydrated. And in this case, we're not using the glycerin just for the skin benefits. We're using it to hydrate the next ingredients. You'll see. So this is sodium alginate. Sodium alginate is a type of gelling agent made from algae. And yes, it is the same ingredient used by chefs for some fancy molecular gastronomy to make fake caviars and other spherical foods. Go Google it up. Super interesting stuff. And to that, I add some transparent xanthan gum. Now this is pretty much the same as the regular xanthan gum we use for cooking, except that, as the name claims, it is transparent. Regular xanthan gum is not transparent. This specific product is made for cosmetics purposes and is also a lot easier to work with when making beauty products. Okay, here we go. Remember that I mentioned how glycerin works in hydrating the ingredient? This is what I meant. Sodium alginate and xanthan gum both dissolve super easily in glycerin compared to water. Glycerin acts as a medium to hydrate the two dry ingredients together, which in turn will make it easier to expand and gel when water is added to it. But you can't rush this process. You really gotta take your time to mix and let it expand and make sure there are no more lumps before you start adding water, like this. See how smooth this is? This took me like 5 minutes of stirring. And now we're ready to add some water. Lots and lots of it. Oh, this is distilled water, by the way. It's not just, regular tap water or boiled water and such. Always only use distilled water when making skincare products because you don't want any contaminants to enter your products. Even mineral water is no excuse because it has minerals in it, and sometimes those minerals tend to react with the other ingredients in the product, and we don't want that. Okay, now you just really want to mix everything really, really well. So I switched my spatula to this whisk because it's a lot easier to mix. Duh. Okay, now you just really want to mix everything really, really well. The gel will form almost immediately after the water is added. And then we can proceed to adding the active ingredients. The first one I'm using here is niacinamide, which is actually just vitamin B3. I know it sounds scary when we use the scientific names, but you gotta learn. So niacinamide is super good in skin brightening. And by the way, all of the actives I'll be adding here are added with just one goal in my head, which is to brighten the skin, and niacinamide is one of them. But niacinamide is also good to aid in shrinking the acne, so that's a bonus. Now I'm just gonna stir the mixture really, really well, and you can see how easily the niacinamide dissolves in this gel. It's almost immediate. The next active ingredient is a bit temperature sensitive, which is why I scanned the temperature first. This is Kojic Acid. Kojic Acid is also yet another super effective brightening ingredient. Kojic Acid is actually a byproduct in a rice fermentation process. Kojic Acid will only dissolve in temperatures between 25 to 40 degrees Celsius, and since my gel base here is already 26.8 degrees Celsius, I don't need to pre-dissolve this in water in a double boiler. So yay! This is probably the one time I'm thankful that this country is hot. So now I'm just mixing it in. See how easily it dissolves here? If the medium was cold, the kojic acid will not dissolve this easily. Next, I'm adding some Bearberry Extract. Bearberry Extract is rich in alpha-arbutin, another famous skin brightening ingredient. Bearberry Extract also helps to even out skin tone, fade out wrinkles and acne scars, among others. And the last active I'll be using is lemon extract. By now I think everyone is pretty familiar with this common skin brightening ingredient, right? Lemon extract is so rich in vitamin C, which helps in brightening the complexion and is really good at treating hyperpigmentation too. Last but not least, the preservative. You've seen how much water is used in this product, right? Plus it's a jelly. Jelly or agar is basically the go-to growth medium for growing bacteria in the lab, and because of that, there is no exceptions in adding preservative in this product. I'm using Liquid Dermal Plus, which is a very stable, skin-safe, and easy-to-use broad-spectrum preservative. You can Google more about this preservative if you're curious on how safe this product is. After a really good mixing, now I'm finally ready to add the essential oils. Now the active ingredients that I used alone were already good enough to make this product super effective, but I don't like leaving it unscented, and I don't use fragrances in my products either, which is why I always like to add some essential oils. And since this product is made for brightening, I'll be using pineapple essential oil and lemon essential oil to boost more skin brightening benefits. Oh my god, now it's my favorite part! The decoration! I'm using some calendula petals, also known as pot marigold. Calendulas don't just look pretty, you know. They're well known for the skin healing properties as well, and since I've added quite a bunch of skin brightening actives, I always like to include some skin healing ingredients as well to sort of, you know, counter-attack the irritation if it were to happen. Because, you know, some skins can't tolerate citrus ingredients, or some just don't do well with brightening ingredients in general. So I always like to try to make my products as gentle as it can be to the skin. And just look at how pretty and bright and sunny it looks in here. I just love this flower. And now we're ready for packaging! Since everything is done by hand, including packaging, I find that this method works best for me. So I pour the jelly into a sterilized jug for easy pouring, as you can see. And then I just pour them straight into the sterilized jars. And yes, I sterilize the jars individually too. This is actually really important, guys. The jars that come from the factory aren't always that clean, let alone be sterile. Don't skip the sterilization process, okay? Ryan likes to use a piping bag to pipe the jelly into the jars, but you know, you do you, right? This is my way. I know some people use piping bags too. You do you, sis. Maybe someday when I'm rich enough, I could get one of those lotion filling machine thingy. Or if there's a company that wants to sponsor me, oh my god, please do. Oh my god, it's so expensive and I really want it. But anyways, I forgot to mention that this jar fills exactly 110 grams of the jelly mask. And would you check that out, you guys? Aren't they the prettiest? Next, I add this jar seal. I got them at Shopee. It's pretty cheap and comes in various sizes and super easy to use too. You just place it on top of the jar opening, make sure it's centered, and cap it as you would normally. And once it's nicely closed tightly, it's going to activate the glue on the seal. Now this is actually a food grade seal, by the way. So the glue is made from beeswax, it's edible, so you don't really have to worry about what happens if it touches your product. And trust me, using this seal does more good than harm than you can imagine. And see, it prevents spills too. And it keeps your product fresh until someone opens it. And it makes your product look cool. And now I proceed to adding the labels. I use a bright yellow colored label for the front. And isn't that a cute name for a jelly mask? Citrus Sunshine. It makes me happy just reading it. And for the back, I use a transparent label to include all of the product descriptions, usage directions, ingredients, and company details. I purposely want to have it in transparent because we've already put all those efforts to make the jelly look pretty, so why cover it up with a boring sticker, right? Let the beauty of the product speak for itself. And that's basically it, guys. I love making this jelly mask, and if you love pineapples, you're gonna love sniffing this mask too. I don't like pineapples though. Just look at that. So pretty! This jelly mask lasts up to a year with proper storage, and sometimes the mask does turn darker over time, which is normal. It's mainly because of the flower petals that I put. But I do recommend customers to finish the whole jar within 10 months because you don't want to be keeping a product made with a very high amount of natural ingredients for too long. So 1 year is good. To use it is pretty simple. On a clean skin, just slather a good amount of the mask and let it sit and let all of the good ingredients do its thing to your skin. I personally like to spritz some face mist before masking because it feels more comfortable for me to put the mask on a damp skin rather than a dry skin. And it also helps the face mask to react to the skin faster because it's already damp. The duration of masking entirely depends on how thick of a layer you put on your skin, but the rule of thumb is to wash it off before it gets completely dried. It makes things easier too if you use a masking spatula or a brush to apply it rather than using your fingers, and it also minimizes the risk of contamination in the product. And to remove the mask, while you can just wash it off directly with running water, it's gonna be really tough because especially when the jelly has thickened. It's best to either scrape it off using a facial sponge or just use the spatula again to scrape it off, and then rinse your skin till everything's gone. This jelly mask was specifically formulated to focus on brightening the skin, and with that comes all of the benefits of skin clearing. It balances the skin tone, lightens dark spots, as well as fade out old scars. The key is to be consistent. Use this mask once or twice a week for best result. So yeah, thank you guys for watching me make our beautiful Citrus Sunshine face mask. If you'd like to give this product a try, simply click on the link in the description below. Let me know what else you want me to make. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!